Rather than lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. Thank you so much for joining me once again this afternoon as we dive into the latest around Arsenal. We'll talk about Sergej Milinkovic. Savic. Arsenal are 100% interested and they're pushing to sign the Serbian midfielder. It is no longer a rumor. Arsenal are working on that deal. We'll talk about Paulo Dybala. Of course, he's now started looking elsewhere, looking at Spain and looking at the Premier League as well. Arsenal, one of the clubs interested right from the start. We'll talk about what Sergej Milinkovic means to Yuri Tillemans. And also, can you believe this, lads? Gabriel Magalhaes and Lisandro Martinez. I wrote the stories in my palm because my phone blacked out. Absolutely embarrassing. But of course, I just love when technology just breaks down and then you have to go manual. I mean, I just love it. Hit the like button for me. Let's get this video to 800 likes. Subscribe to the podcast. We're very close to 52,000. We are growing into a huge family and you love that, don't you? Please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe button if you have not yet. Now, let's start off with Sergej Milinkovic. After confirming yesterday that Arsenal sent in a 55 million euro offer, a couple of Arsenal fans were still undecided on whether the news is true, including me, by the way. I was very, very skeptical about the story. Now it looks like it's no longer a story. It is no longer news. Arsenal are pushing and working harder to sign Sergej Milinkovic. Now, I want to make myself very clear. Sergej Milinkovic coming to Arsenal does not have to do anything, absolutely nothing to do with the Thomas Partey rumors spreading on the internet. I will not add anything to that, but I want to make myself clear there. Sergej Milinkovic has been an Arsenal target for a very long period of time, and Mikel Arteta and Edu feel this is the right moment to sign him this summer. Now, the advantage with this deal, like I reported yesterday, is you're having a player whose contract is running down. Although Lazio are very, very strong and hard, they feel they would love to keep the player. Sergej will not sign a new contract. It looks like Lazio will either have to keep him and lose him on a free next summer or accept around 50 million pounds. A couple of reports from Italy have already confirmed that Arsenal are even preparing a second bid for the player. Lazio asked for 60 million pounds, like I said, but it looks like Arsenal will be confident they can get the deal done at around 50 to 55 million pounds. There is a lot of talk. There is a lot of a fiasco going on this one and Yuri Tillemans. But right now, I cannot confirm if the Sergej Milinkovic deal affects Yuri Tillemans. But what I have on Yuri Tillemans today in this afternoon is that Arsenal still looking at it as a deal they really want to do. It's a deal they feel they will go back at the end of the summer and try to get it done. I think the question now is, can Arsenal do both of these deals in the same transfer window? Of course, we understand how Mikel Arteta's system and whatever he's trying to do relies onto the midfield. And that's why Granit Xhaka has been a very, very big part of Arsenal this season, given the fact that Thomas Partey has been our most important player. So I think Mikel Arteta trying to sign 2 midfielders or even 3 midfielders in one transfer window is not a bad idea, given the fact that we are back in Europe. And next season, we should be fighting for greater things. That is winning the Europa League, going back to the UEFA Champions League. And even I have a friend, a Man United fan, actually telling me that Arsenal can win the league next season or can compete for the league next season. So if all the things are actually going to become, real, then Arsenal needs a lot of quality in that midfield area. Not very, very different from what Manchester City, really are. You look at the likes of Bernardo, looks at the likes of KDB. Then you look at Kevin Phillips, and now they also have Rodri in that midfield. So if Arsenal and Mikel Arteta bring in 3 midfielders in this summer, it won't be a scare for me. Sergej Milinkovic obviously is looked at as an upgrade to Granit Xhaka, and so is Yuri Tielemans. So can Arsenal spend over 150 million on the midfield this summer? Quite interesting to watch, quite interesting to listen to, but I think it might not be the case. But anyway, Sergej Milinkovic-Savic, Arsenal trying to get the deal done as soon as possible, as soon as they can. They're working tooth and nail. Yuri Tielemans not off the radar at the moment. A deal that Arsenal will revisit at the end of the summer. Now, I cannot 100% guarantee that if we get Sergej Milinkovic-Savic out, in the door or through the door, then Yuri Tielemans will still be available. I cannot 100% guarantee to that. But what I can guarantee is that I will do a video comparing the two players, and it will be premiering on the channel today, right? So let's get into the latest around other targets, and let's start off with that Lisandro Martinez. Man United look like they are now 100% sure and confident they will get the signing of Lisandro Martinez over the line. I've talked about this in very, very recent updates, and I said that it's always going to be who can convince the player and who can convince Ajax. Man United are believed to be tabling a new bid very close to that of very close to the figure that Ajax are asking for. Arsenal also tabling a bid at the moment. But what is frustrating for me and what I dislike in this story is the fact that all media outlets, from Fabrizio Romano, David Ornstein, and The Athletic, and Sky Sports. I was listening to Damesh Sheth yesterday speaking around this story, and they make it seem like Arsenal is a by the way in this story. They report about us as a by the way. You know what? It's only been Charles Watts who has reported around the situation very, very, I think, should I say objectively. And you remember, Charles Watts is an Arsenal fan, an Arsenal reporter, an Arsenal correspondent for Goal. But he's reporting around this very objectively. He said Arsenal are still very much interested in Lisandro Martinez. They will try to get the deal done. So are Manchester United. But when you look at how Sky Sports and The Athletic and whatever kind of crap reports are coming out, they are showing that the player is 100% already decided to join Manchester United because of Erik ten Hag, which is absolutely not true. They're saying that Manchester United has bid more money than Arsenal, which is also absolutely not true. The offers on the table at the moment for Ajax are equal. Ajax have two offers from Manchester United and Arsenal. They will meet Arsenal and Manchester United this week to make sure that they renegotiate the deal. United are not by far any different or any advanced in this deal as compared to Arsenal. I just hate how Arsenal is being marginalized in this scenario. We were the first team to express interest in the player. We were the first team to bid for the player, and reporting, including Romano, reporting that Arsenal are there. Arsenal are also there in the situation. It's absolute shit. It's absolute bullshit. Arsenal are not there. Arsenal took the initial steps, and we tried to get this deal done even before Man United decided that they will make Lisandro Martinez a priority. They made him a priority because they failed to get Julian Timber. And everybody has forgotten all about that. Everyone has forgotten the kind of hard work that we're putting into this deal. And they are reporting that Man United are the favorites, that Man United have put in a lot of work. The original groundwork on this deal was done by Arsenal. It was never done by Man United. The preliminary talks forcing Ajax to set a price, all that was done by Arsenal. The original stance for Ajax was, we don't want to sell. We don't want to let the player go. Until Arsenal kept on bidding and bidding. And then Ajax said, all right, if you want the player, then you've got to pay this amount. And maybe Arsenal don't just agree with Ajax on the valuation of the player. Otherwise, if we did, he would have been a player at the Emirates Stadium already. The player is 100% okay and open to joining Arsenal, and 100% okay and open to join Manchester United. We are on the same footing. It's embarrassing. It's absolutely disgusting how Sky, The Athletic, and Fabrizio Romano are trashing Arsenal in this story. And when I look at it, lads, I've been very, very pissed. And personally, I said, we should even walk away. We should just walk away. It's bogus. It's absolutely bogus how we are, how we are treated in this scenario. I understand Ajax have a very good relationship with Man United, and that's okay. That's all right. But we've bought players from Ajax before as well, haven't we? Mark Overmars, haven't we? Right? So it's not about they've given them the manager, they've given them Donny van de Beek, like Damishes was speaking. That is crap. Like, I mean, yes, it's true. They've given him a manager and Donny van de Beek and probably Anthony. But why did they fail to sign Julian Timber if they have very good relations? Anyway, Lisandro Martinez, United feel confident about that. And for me, it's high time for Arsenal to walk away. Back to my book. Gabriel Magalhaes. Now, as well, today, Juventus are renewing their interest in Gabriel Magalhaes. It looks like Bayern Munich or Chelsea are very close to signing Matthias de Ligt. Juve feel the player will not stay with them for another season. The player wants to join Bayern Munich, according to Christian Falk in Germany. Said it is absolutely true. Bayern are interested in Matthias de Ligt, and Matthias de Ligt is also interested in Bayern Munich. The two clubs are sitting down to have a conversation to agree or to disagree on a price. So Matthias de Ligt could be moving to Bayern Munich. However, Chelsea also feel they have made a substantial offer of around 70 million euros. Juve is still asking for around 90 million euros, as far as I know. So Juve want Gabriel Magalhaes as the replacement to Matthias de Ligt. Not a bad shout, in my opinion. But I think Arsenal bet themselves very, very clear that they don't want to let the player go. In my opinion, he would be a very, very good replacement to Matthias de Ligt. And also, I think if he went to Juve, he would become a beast of a centre back. But I think he's already becoming that at Arsenal, and there is no need for Juve to help us transform our own centre back, a player we signed 2 seasons ago, into a beast of a centre back. We can do that. So Juve are thinking about 40 million euros. That is how they value the player. We bought him at around 27 million euros. In my opinion, his valuation should be right now at around 60 million euros. Because 1, we are not willing to sell, and 2, the player is not putting us under any kinds of pressure to leave the club. And also 3, I don't think Arsenal are desperate for money at the moment. So if any club wants Gabriel Magalhaes, they should come in with 65 million euros. It makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Yeah. And lastly, I want to talk about Amadou Onana. Arsenal are fighting with West Ham to sign the Belgian midfielder Amadou Onana. I spoke about it yesterday just a little bit, and I'm going to do a full video about Amadou Onana today. But it looks like he's one hell of a midfielder. So watch out for that video. It's coming out. West Ham and a couple of other clubs around Europe are interested in Amadou Onana. Defensive midfielder, but his numbers, boy oh boy, are absolutely fascinating. So I'm going to speak to you later about Amadou Onana, Sergej Milinkovic, Savic, Yuri Tillemans, Paulo Dybala, and of course more on the Arsenal transfer radar.